to OnlineFuss Weekend Roundup News, your weekly dose of what's buzzing around the internet. Top story: in a somber moment for the world, Pope Francis has died at the age of 88, passing away on Easter Monday at 9:45 a.m. in Casa Santa Marta.
Cari fratelli e sorelle, buona Pasqua.
Those were Pope Francis' last public words. Just hours after greeting the masses on Easter Sunday, he died in the Vatican, suffering from double pneumonia. Jorge Mario Bergoglio was born in Buenos Aires in 1936 as the eldest child of a migrant family that fled fascism in Italy. He once worked as a bouncer in a bar and a chemical technician before climbing up the ranks of the Catholic Church. In 2013, he was elected as the first Latin American pope.
Is that during Christianity's holiest week marks the end of a papacy known for humility and compassion. Battling lung issues for most of his life, the Pope's condition worsened after a pneumonia diagnosis earlier this year. Now, the Church enters 9 days of mourning as preparations begin for the conclave where 135 cardinals will gather to choose his successor. His funeral drew over 250,000 mourners, from refugees to royalty, plus filled St. Peter's Square as Cardinal Giovanni Battista Re praised the late Pope's legacy of peace, compassion for immigrants, and fight for the environment. The 220 cardinals and thousands of priests in attendance, the late pontiff's profound impact on hearts and minds was unmistakable. In a surprise move, Google's making Gemini's live video and screen sharing features free for all Android users. Originally exclusive to Pixel 9 and Galaxy S25 owners, or those with a Google One AI premium plan, the tool now rolls out more widely. Now, users on Android 10 and above with at least 2 gigs of RAM can access them freely. With just your camera or screen, you can have real-time, hands-free conversations with Gemini.
Gemini, what kind of shark is that?
That's a zebra shark. They're also sometimes called leopard sharks. Zebra sharks are pretty easy to spot because of their unique spots and stripes.
Nice. What about the black and yellow one?
That's called a batfish.
And who is this big guy?
That is a Queensland grouper. They can grow to a length of over 8 feet long and weigh over 800 pounds. Would you like to know anything else about the grouper?
Actually, yeah.
Whether you're shopping, brainstorming, or organizing, the AI analyzes what it sees and responds instantly, turning your phone into a smart visual assistant. Microsoft has made its new AI feature, Copilot Vision, free for Edge users in the US.
Hey Copilot,
I'm looking for a place to stay.
Let's take a look. What do you think of the locked house?
It's a bit pricey.
You are a bit bougie, aren't you?
I am not. I'm just looking for something nice. A little color on the walls, you know?
This one definitely has some color.
Wow. It's giving me a headache.
We don't want that. Wait, this one looks perfect. Minimal, modern, you.
You're right. I love it. We're booking it.
Originally planned for Copilot Pro subscribers, the tool lets you ask questions about whatever's on your screen: text, images, content, hands-free. While similar to Google's Gemini, Copilot Vision doesn't take snapshots like Windows Recall. For now, it only works on 9 websites, and critics are still worried about privacy. Microsoft says it doesn't collect content during sessions, but trust in AI still remains a hot topic. New leaks are giving us a closer look at Apple's upcoming iPhone 17 lineup. Yes, the iPhone 17 Air is real. The most eye-catching change? large camera bump across the series, resembling what we've seen on Google Pixel devices. Rumors suggest Apple's ditching the all-glass back for a lighter aluminum build. Design-wise, the base iPhone 17 sticks close to its predecessor, while the Pro models get subtle change. The standout here is the iPhone 17 Air measuring just 5.5mm thin. That's nearly 3mm slimmer than 16 Pro Max. Expected to feature a single rear camera and 120Hz ProMotion display, placing it right between the standard and Pro models. Apple hasn't confirmed anything yet, but the buzz is definitely building. After 34 years, Paul Rudd is back, this time starring in a brand new ad for the Nintendo Switch 2.
When you decide to step up to this kind of play, this kind of fun,
Paulie!
this kind of experience.
Hey guys.
Nice jacket, Paul.
Why are you dressed like you're in a boy band?
Seriously? My Super NES commercial from the 90s with my long black duster, indie rocked hair, and beaded necklace?
The commercial is a fun throwback to his 1991 Super Nintendo spot, complete with a parody of the original narration and nods to his indie rock look and iconic long back duster. Nintendo also re-released the original 1991 ad alongside the new one, stirring up serious nostalgia.
When you decide to step up to this kind of power, this kind of challenge, this kind of flying, crashing, feeling, when you decide to get serious, there's only one place to come: the games of Super Nintendo. No one else creates this kind of experience, because no one else creates these kinds of games. Now you're playing with power, superpower.
The Nintendo Switch 2 will officially launch worldwide on June 5, with US pre-orders finally opening last April 24, after a brief delay tied to market concerns and tariff evaluations. Canada's pre-orders were also delayed too, but the hype is officially on. AMD and Nvidia are facing major challenges this year as tightened US export controls hit their high-performance AI chips. Nvidia's H20 and AMD's MI308 are now restricted from being shipped to China and other flag regions, facing both companies to rethink their strategies. AMD revealed it could take an $800 million hit due to impacted inventory and purchase commitments. CEO Lisa Su says they're slashing channel inventory and shifting focus to US and European markets. Nvidia is not spared either, reporting a $5.5 billion charge related to halted Chinese exports. Both companies are now navigating tighter regulations, volatile stock reactions, and a growing need to adapt fast in the rapidly shifting tech landscape. Netflix just released the first teaser and new images for Wednesday Season 2.
Wherever there's murder and mayhem, you will always find an Adams.
Every family has dark secrets, Wednesday. And secrets can have deadly consequences.
The hit series starring Jenna Ortega will launch in 2 parts, first in August 6, then September 3. The season follows Wednesday Addams as she hones her psychic abilities, stops a killing spree, and unravels a family mystery. Ortega is also producing the season, and she's joined by returning favorites like Emma Myers, Joy Sunday, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Luis Guzman, and Fred Armisen. Get ready for even more dark adventures at Nevermore Academy. Ed Sheeran just dropped the music video for his new single, Azizam. giving fans a fresh taste of what's coming in his upcoming album Play. It marks his first full-length release since the global success of Autumn Variations back in 2023. But the celebration doesn't stop there. Sheeran's also been named one of Time's 100 most influential people in the world for 2025. He joins a powerhouse lineup that includes Serena Williams, Scarlett Johansson, Snoop Dogg, and more. The Time 100 Summit and Gala kicked off last week, putting Sheeran in the spotlight on multiple fronts. A new breakthrough called RibbonFold is giving scientists unprecedented insight into how misfolded proteins contribute to diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. Developed by researchers from Changping Laboratory at Rice University, the tool goes beyond what AlphaFold can do by accurately predicting the structure of amyloids, or the twisted protein fibers found in diseased brains. Unlike earlier AI models that focus on healthy proteins, RibbonFold was trained to handle the unpredictable shapes of harmful fibrils. It outperforms existing tools and even shows how these proteins change over time into more insoluble forms, which may explain why symptoms appear later in life. Experts say RibbonFold can change drug development by helping scientists target disease-causing protein shapes more precisely, opening new doors for treatment and prevention. If you're feeling tired even after a full night's sleep, it might not just be about how much sleep, it could be when sleep. Experts like David Sampson say our modern lives trap us in a circadian jail cell, cut off from natural light and temperature cues that once synchronized our internal clocks. A review of 54 studies found that even though people in industrial societies sleep about 7 hours a night, their body clocks are often out of sync, which could raise risk for depression, cancer, and heart disease. The fix? Practice chrono hygiene. Make your home cooler at night, warmer in the day, and soak up in real sunlight in the morning. That wraps up this week's Roundup news. For more online news, just head on to our website at www.onlinefuss.com. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for updates from OnlineFuss. You can also check us on all social media platforms. Just check the description for more details. I'm Alex. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.